More students will return to the physical classroom come Monday, but the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, is pleading for caution. Some schools not on the approved list are considering the resumption of face-to-face classes, and the JTA warns against this. Anthony Lugg reports.
132 schools have been assessed ready for face-to-face classes starting Monday, January 4. This was determined through the Education Ministry's ranking analysis formula. Some schools which did not meet the mark are making preparations to do so. President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, Jasford Gabriel, is imploring administrators to adhere to the approved list for now.
I understand that there are other schools that are making requests to be added to the list, but we must stick with the formula that we have been using, which takes into consideration the Ministry of Health approval as well as the external factors under the risk management approach. And in the cases of the schools that are to be open, of course, the priority will be the examination students at the PEP at the CXC levels, that's including CSEC and CAPE.
Meanwhile, there's anxiety among parents and students preparing for major examinations. Some are eager to return to school due to fear that online classes are insufficient. Mr. Gabriel encouraged them to exercise patience.
The Ministry of Education working in collaboration with its partners, and certainly we have been part of the discussion through the e-COVID task force on education. We are seeing now an increased number in terms of the schools that will be open, but it's following a particular format or formula in terms of the Ministry of Health permission. That is critical, but we must also look at external factors which have to do with transportation and the risk in the communities from which the students are traveling, etc. And so we despite the anxieties that are out there, it's very, very important that we remain cautious.
The Education Ministry says the radio and television lessons will continue for exam students along with other special learning interventions. As for students who were not fully engaged for the October to December term, a mobile student support initiative will be launched for them on January 18. Anthony Lugg, TVJ News.
And opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Maurice Guy, is in support of the risk ranking analysis being used by the Ministry of Education to determine which schools will reopen next week for face-to-face classes. In an interview with our news center, Dr. Guy said schools in low-risk communities should reopen.
I think it has to be assessed based on the parishes and the areas where we are seeing greater numbers. And I would think that for those areas where there are steady numbers or hardly any increases, then the schools ought to be open in those areas for face-to-face learning.
Education Minister Favour Williams says preparation for exit exams is the focus for this term.